Alright guys, today we're going to be installing the Wild Boar 2020 radiator relocate kit for the 2020 Honda Rancher. I'm going to be walking y'all through it. Guys, I'm going to go ahead and open it up and show y'all what's inside. First thing, we've got all the hoses that we need to run everything. Your vent lines, and then some brackets, a bunch of the other fittings and all that hardware. And then I got my kit with the engine ice. You don't have to, it's something you can add on. And then these are going to be the side brackets. Okay. And then for the plate, I wanted the Punisher logo in red to match my red four-wheeler, so I got that. That was also something you can add on, you don't have to get it. I think that's like $30. And then after that, it's just the rest of the front plating that mounts up to it. Yeah. Alright guys, so I'm starting to put it together. And one of the differences between the 2020 kit and all the other years before is it's got this separate plate right here. You can see me moving that part. It's this little screen thing. So normally it's just a front piece and then the two side pieces connect to it. This one, since it's got this screen, you're gonna wanna put the screen on with these 6 bolts right here that come in the pack. And then once you got those on, then you're gonna put the side pieces on the side. And it's gonna kind of mesh this in between them. So for the 2020 kits, there's actually 2 different ones. They have the 520 kit and the 420 kit. And I ordered the 420, but they actually sent me the 520. So I'm gonna see if it fits on here as it should. I'm running into a little bit of problem with my snorkel bracket right now. Alright guys, so right now I'm running into an issue where I can't get this bracket far enough because it's hitting my snorkel and I can't get the holes lined up. So I don't think it's an issue of it being the 520 kit. I think it's just how this is placed. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a little bit of the corner off so I can get this as far back as it needs to be. So just a heads up, if you have the high lifter snorkel kit and if you get it installed by Honda or you put it in the same place right here, you're probably going to have this issue with the Wild Boar kit. So just be careful of that. Alright guys, so I did grind a little bit of the corner down, if you can see, and now it fits on there pretty good. So that should solve that issue. The next thing, I'll probably just have to drill a hole through a little bit of this bracket to fit the U-bolt through so that way it's centered. So that'll be the next step. Alright, so now we're gonna work on getting all this stuff taken out. We're gonna be draining the radiator from the fluid. So we're gonna have to get these lines off and hopefully drain it into that bucket. Make sure you have a bucket to drain it into because you don't want it just going all over your floor. So we're gonna get started on that now. So on the other side we took the lower hose off. Now we got to take this big one off right here. You can see it, so that's what I'll be taking off next. I've got it all unbolted. There's little bolts right in there. It's a 10 mil, one on each side. And then there's just the grommets holding it in the bottom too. So once we get the hoses off, we should be good to take the radiator off. So I've got it completely taken apart. I have already undone the tube for the reservoir for the coolant. It's over there still. Next thing is gotta unplug this, which is the plug for the fan, and then you gotta take this little vent line off here too, and then this will be free and you can take it out. Alright guys, one thing you want to do once you get the radiator out before you put it back in is you want to take it and clean it off. As you can see, mine's got mud all over the back of that, and it's got it in it too. You can't see all the way through everything, but we'll clean that out. I'm gonna spray it off with a hose really good, and then I'm gonna soak it in some purple power mixed with water to get the rest of it out. And when you do this, just make sure you cover up the holes because you don't want anything else besides that coolant getting in here. So just cover everything up and then you can soak it and it should be good to go. So once you're done taking the radiator and the fan out and clean the radiator off if you want to, which you probably should, then get this back on, the fan back on here, and it comes, the Wild Boar kit comes with two little pieces. There's this little L bracket right up here, which just bolts onto that end, and then there's a little spacer right here, which goes on this end between it and the hole in there. And then before you put it in, you're going to want to grab these two little rubber grommets, which were what these pieces went into, back up in the front there. So you're going to want to get these grommets in these holes right down here. There's two holes in there, and then once you do that, then you can put these two prongs in there and then bolt the sides back up. Alright guys, so we got the rubber grommets back down the bottom of them. Now we are ready to put this in. So first we're going to line it up, the prongs into the little rubber grommets down the bottom. And we got those in there. Then next thing I'm going to go and do this left side. You're going to use the same bolt that held it on in its stock position. You're going to use that same bolt because it's going to thread right into the little metal piece on there. You're just going to put this little spacer in between the pieces. So it goes right in here. And the reason I'm doing this side first is because it's already a little tight, but since this other side's not connected, you have a little more wiggle room with it. So get up and then start tightening it into thread once it gets in there. Okay. And we're gonna come to the right side. And this one you're gonna use the bolts and nut and washer that came in the bag of hardware that came with the kit. So then you're just gonna put the bolt through the hole on this side and the slot on the little L bracket that you added on. Tighten that down. Alright guys, so now I'm gonna kind of test fit this on here just to see where I need to run, or where I need to cut holes to run my coolant lines and stuff still. Gotta test fit it up. You'll want to see where the little fitting right in there, if you can see it, that silver piece where it comes out, so you can cut a hole there. And you'll need to cut another hole over on this side, somewhere right around here, for the hose coming off this fitting to go. And that'll connect to this hose here, and the hose on the other side will connect to this one right here. So we'll see where I need to cut and then start cutting. So I got the first hole drilled right here, and then since there's this storage compartment, you do have to drill another hole to get out through it. So there is a second hole down in there. And then the kit comes with this vent line, then it comes with this bigger hose. You're gonna actually have to cut this one in half and use one piece for each side of the radiator. So the kit is going to come with two of these. These are going to be used in this bigger black hosing, and then along with these hose clamps. So we're going to go ahead and start, and we're going to put one of these in here. Alright guys, so I got the hoses all connected, and I drilled the holes, brought them up through and connected them to the radiator already. You can see, and then I don't know if you can see the one way back there, that one's all connected too. I got everything all bolted down with the U-bolts. It's all secured. So this one worked pretty good over here with having to drill through the bracket. I got everything to line up. Looks good. I think last things I gotta do, connect the fan switch back right here. Gotta drill another hole in here so it fits through there. Plug that back in, and then on the 2020 radiator kit, I'm a little skeptical about it. I don't know what to think, but you actually don't even use the overflow tank. I know some other kits come with a new one that you'll mount up here or somewhere in this region, but it actually doesn't come with one, and it says in the directions, I think they're over here. Now for the overflow bottle, disregard it. So it doesn't even want you to use one. It just says to use this clear hose to use as a vent line. I guess from here, I'm just gonna keep that one on there. Use that as a vent line. And then you just fill up the radiator with the fluid, and that's it. Hopefully it works. Hopefully there's no issues with that. We'll find out.